Hello folks, and welcome to Colonial Fieldhouse for today's presentation of Bocce on CITV. Today the Colonials, who are undefeated, are taking on the Carroll Patriots. It's been a spectacular season for the Colonials to this point, as they honor their seniors tonight. As the Colonials honor Carroll's senior. They're a much younger group compared to the Colonials, which has 8 players consisting of 5 total seniors.
For Plymouth Whitemarsh, in their inaugural season, these students took a chance at a sport that they've never played before. Coaches would like to thank each of them for their dedication to the program and paving the way for future bocce players here at PW. Our first senior, Lizzie Davini. Accompanying Lizzie is her father, Carl, and mother, Tina. Lizzie is undecided on plans for next year, but would like to thank her parents for helping her throughout the years. Her favorite PW memories were all the fun activities with best buddies. Lizzie's favorite is the talent show. Ladies and gentlemen, Lizzie Davini. We have senior Sam Matthews. Accompanying Sam is her mother, Reed. Next year, Sam will be attending Millersville University, where she will major in education. Sam would like to thank her parents, family, friends, and teachers for supporting her and helping her become who she is. Her favorite PW member is playing soccer and making it to the playoffs. Ladies and gentlemen, Sam Matthews. Our next senior, Larry McLaughlin. Accompanying Larry is his mom, Anne Marie, and his loving, caring brother, Christopher. Next year, Larry plans to attend college. He would like to thank Coach Chen for teaching him the art of a triple option. His favorite PW memory is beating Abington by a lot of points. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Larry McLaughlin. Our next senior, Jose Rubio. Accompanying Jose is Coach Eddie Williams. Next year, Jose plans to take some steps. We would like to thank Mr. Sheeran and Mr. Williams because they watch us play bocce. Jose's favorite PW memory is going to best buddies parties. Ladies and gentlemen, Jose Rubio. Finally, last but certainly not least, senior Clara Schatz. Accompanying Clara is her dad and Rio. Next year, Clara plans to join the workforce. She would like to thank Mr. Sheeran and Mr. Williams and all of her teammates for making this experience successful. Clara's favorite PW memory is Legally Blonde last year because it was fun. It was a fun night, and she got to see her friend's sister in it. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Clara Schatz. Oh, one more big round of applause for all of our seniors tonight.
Now here's
This time we're going to take 1 minute and get set up to play our first round.
Now here's some of the basic rules here of the Special Olympics format of indoor bocce being played here. So to start out each round, the small yellow ball of the Polina will be rolled and has to sit in between the 30-foot line, which stands at midcourt, and the 50-foot line, which is the blue line with 2 orange cones on each end on the opposite side of the court. Two teams will play on each side, each accompanied by 4 players. All throws need to be underhand and below the waist. And if a player steps over the blue line when rolling, it counts as a dead ball. The throw doesn't count, and any balls hit by that thrown ball will be moved back to where they originally were. One team can get anywhere between 1 and 4 points per frame. And each round goes till a team gets 16 points or a total of 30 minutes has elapsed.
Ladies and gentlemen, Archbishop Carroll has won the coin toss. That means they get to decide what color bocce ball
The Colonials roster consists of only 8 players: Lizzie DeVinny, Matthews, Larry McLaughlin, Bella McNew, Jose Rubio, Lupita Rubio, Clara Schatz, and Devin Skiles, while Carroll has 16 players. So the Colonials will just split their team up 4 and 4 players going on each side, while for Carroll, they will alternate and have 8 players play the round and a different set of 8 players play the second round.
Officials for tonight's game, Mr. Brian Gregg and Miss Margie Delaney.
As Carroll starts out rolling the Polina, that opening throw just squeaks past the 50-foot line, and it rests along the PVC. This referee, Miss Delaney, has an issue with the cone there. So this throw goes past the 50-foot line, resulting in a fault. A rethrow. Now Carroll's first roll of this round. Now the closest colored bocce ball to the Polina is considered the in ball, and the team rolls until they no longer have possession of the in ball. Until they have possession of the in ball.
Carroll is in. Green throw.
Starting out here for the Colonials. This looks like a solid throw to start off today's match for the Colonials. So that ball skirts past the Carroll ball. Now gives the Colonials possession of the in ball. Now it will be Carroll's turn to roll. It's going with the two-hand toss, underhand technique here. Something we have not yet seen here. So that ball is not a terrible throw. I'm going to have to bring out the measuring tape for this one. Oh, and looks like McLaughlin's throw remains the in ball. The big difference here between indoor bocce and outdoor bocce is for indoor bocce, the balls used are gel filled, and they definitely are a lot more sensitive and roll a lot more than your typical outdoor bocce ball would. Carroll only has 1 ball left here to roll, while the Colonials still have 3 this round, and the Colonials still have possession of the. It's an opportunity for a very great early start for the Colonials, as that roll by Carroll doesn't even get past the 30-foot line, giving the Colonials an opportunity to rack up a large amount of points here. No additional points there so far for the Colonials. Looks like the Colonials are game planning here on how they want to play this, not risking the points that they already earned for this round. The slow bouncer here. That throw just a little bit too much power behind it, off to the left. Opportunity for the Colonials to rack up any additional points here in this first round. Ooh, that might be a close one here. Referee Mr. Gregg brings out the measuring tape here. See if the will win 1 or 2 points this round. The Colonials' inaugural game of their season, which was featured on TV not too long ago. They will award 1 for the Colonials. Something that we saw a lot in the Colonials' inaugural game is how they weren't really getting off to starts in any of their rounds. They lost the first frame in 3 rounds, so it's very important for them to pick up a first frame victory there. And in last week's game, the Colonials also got off to a very bad start. They win the first frame, and they actually lost the first round, but were able to come back after a clutch throw by McLaughlin that put them ahead after a tied game. So here's Clara Schatz starting things off for the Colonials here, dropping the Polina. See if that one's going to come up very close to the 50-foot line. So very far Polina roll start open here for the Colonials. It's a solid roll there, but it's just going to appear to come up just a little bit short of her initial Polina toss. Though it does give the Colonials possession of the in ball. Gives Carroll an opportunity to roll. See here another slow ball. So that one is gonna come up close, and it looks like that they're still gonna rule that the Colonials have possession of the in ball. So this Carroll roll looks just on line with the other 2 throws this round. Looks like skirt just past the Colonial. Now give Carroll possession of the in ball. 23.5 minutes in this round. It's Lizzie Deviney starts with her first roll of the day. And a beautiful throw. Deviney giving the Colonials possession of the in ball. Each team still have 2 rolls remaining in this second frame of the first round. Bouncing throw coming up against the wall where a lot of the other Carroll balls are. Looks like that one's going to get stopped by her own teammate's ball. Final opportunity here for Carroll to take possession of the in ball and potentially tie or give Carroll the lead. Looks like that throw also gets tied up in the wall with the rest of her teammates' throws. So Colonials still have 2 rolls left here while having possession of the in ball. Another golden opportunity to start racking up points and giving the Colonials an early lead. They weren't able to cash in on the opposite side of the floor. Look to reverse that spell now. The great throw there by junior Bella McNew. What a throw there. Here comes Devin Skiles. One of the Colonial consistent players in their matchup against Archbishop McDevitt. See if she can just keep that momentum up here as she throws that one up against the wall. Looks like they're at 2 points here. So they go up 3-0 after only 2 frames. Looks like the Colonials have reversed the spell for this week's matchup against Archbishop McDevitt. We're able to get up early leads early on in rounds. Definitely look to keep this momentum here as Lupita Rubio is going to start off with the Polina roll for the Colonials. This one got a lot of force headed on. Looks like it's going to roll right past the 50-foot mark. Her second Polina attempt here. This ball splits right down the center court. This one again coming up on the 50-foot, and that one's just going to roll a little bit too far too. Here comes Lupita's third Polina roll. This one a lot softer than the previous two. Keeping it in the middle of the court though. This one's also going to roll past the 50-foot marker. Looks like giving Carroll the possession of the Polina now after her 3 faults. See Carroll here starting out with a different approach, looking to roll the Polina off that PVC pipe. Definitely gives him a greater chance to keep that ball in between that 30-foot line and 50-foot line. That throw is going to go too heavy. Looks like the Polina here is just going to be set in the middle of the zone. Almost feels as if we're playing on a slide board here. 4 Polina rolls going past the 50-foot marker. Round alone. It's Lupita Rubio starting out with the roll. This ball too has a lot of force behind it and is going to roll past. Now in regulation, when rolling the red or green colored bocce balls, a ball is allowed to go outside of the 30-foot and 50-foot line zone. This throw by Carroll here made it closest to the Polina, but will still give Carroll possession of the in ball. Here comes Jose Rubio with a chance to get. This ball here is a slow roller, all falling off to the left side. That one's not going to get it done here. Here comes senior captain Sam Matthews with an opportunity here. Sam Matthews drops a slow one. Looks like that one is going to be close. And that's going to give Colonials possession of the in ball. Carroll still has 3 rolls left, including this upcoming one, while the Colonials have 1 remaining. Sticking to the 2-hand underhand technique here. Solid throw here, but that won't get it done. Oh, that's going to be a close one. Looks like they're going to say that the Colonials retain the end ball. It's going to be Carroll's roll once again. She comes in off the right side and rolls this one back towards the middle to try to avoid the convoy of green-colored balls towards the middle of the floor. It's a close one as referee Greg looks to measure him out. Brings in the tape measure for the second measurement.
Fun fact, Mr. Greg is an expert measurer. He spends a lot of his free time just measuring things.
Looks like that they're going to say that is the Colonial, meaning that Carroll has the closer ball there. Of the end ball. McLaughlin, who played hero in the last matchup the Colonials bocce team had. This ball here with a lot more force than the recent ball. Splits the gap, but just a little bit too much power on it. As Carroll has 1 roll left. Be very risky play here to try to go for this ball here. There's a lot of close balls blocking off her path towards this. Looks like she's not going to waste the throw. She's going to go towards the middle of the court. Roll appears to be very close. great precision on that throw. It was very risky to go towards the middle of the floor. It's an opportunity to maybe knock your own ball out of the way or knock the Colonials closer to the Polina, but she took the risk and it paid off. It's like they're going to award Carroll 2 points here. As it cuts the Colonials' lead down to 3-2. It's a very interesting possession there after we saw 4 Polina rolls go heavy. And all of the bocce balls all came up short of the Polina, excluding 2 early ones. So now Carroll has possession of the Polina. As they bank it off the PVC pipe once again. That one's going to be very close to that back corner. Mr. Gregg takes a foot length. As bocce rule states, if the Polina roll is within a foot of the PVC pipe, the refs must move it out 1 foot length. This toss here rides along the PVC pipe on the side. It's a very great throw to start this round. It's definitely not the easiest position here, the Polina being so far at far right corner. It's Lizzie DeVinny here, puts this one right against the wall too. So this looks like another solid throw. It looks like the Colonials will have possession of the in ball. Round we have to this point. So here with a lot of force coming along the right side. Hopefully an attempt to knock DeVinny's ball out of the way, which he does not knock DeVinny's ball out of the way, but instead knocks the Polina back into the far right corner. So now the Carroll has possession of 2 of the closest balls. The Polina is allowed to go inside that 30-foot line and 50-foot line zone after the first initial toss. It was allowed to get knocked out by another ball and sent out of the zone. So that throw by Clara Schatz isn't going to get it done. The Colonials still have 2 possessions left. Room for error here as the ball is all the way back there in that far right corner. There's plenty of force there on that roll there by McNew. So this throw is going to hit off that PVC and sit right next to the Polina. Even hit the Polina. In the Colonials' first game of the season, we didn't see any balls here go that far out of the rolling zone, which that PVC pipe can really provide a backboard there in that corner. This round here is just going to require such a great amount of precision on both ends. This throw with a ton of steam behind it, a lot of force for Carroll. Bounces off that back PVC pipe. It looks like the Colonials there are still going to retain possession. Just like last round, this is another throw where it's a tough decision here on whether or not to risk it. This throw by Matthews starts out towards the middle of the court, starts right off to the right, bangs that PVC pipe and rolls back. Gives Colonials 1 more point, stretching their lead to 4-2. Very aggressive roll there by Sam Matthews. The Colonials already had possession of 1 point. There was a lot that could have went wrong there with the 2 Carroll balls. The Polina. Here comes McLaughlin with the Polina roll. This roll banks off the PVC and starts cutting towards the middle of the court. Goes now to the right PVC. Reaching that back line, it's going to skirt just a little bit past that 50-foot line. It's the 5th straight roll we've seen coming from this side that ended up heavy. Looks like they're able to finally break the pattern here. So this throw sits before the 40-foot marker. Starts rolling forwards. So this throw rides here along the right side. Goes just a little bit past the initial Polina throw. A solid throw to start the round for the Colonials. So Carroll's just intending here. McLaughlin's out of the way, which he great throw there for Carroll. Carroll now owns possession of the in ball. This throw here towards the middle of the court. Looking like it's just going to have a little bit too much power on it. It's going to be the Colonials roll again. This throw with Lupita as a lower behind it. Looks like that's just going to roll a little bit too heavy too. Carroll still has 3 colored bocce balls this round, while Sam Matthews is rolling Colonial's final one of the round. Definitely needs to give the Colonials possession of the end ball here. Prevent any way of the Carroll picking up round here. It's a golden opportunity here for Carroll to rack up some points with 3 colored bocce balls remaining this round. It's a great throw there by Carroll. Carroll's trailing 4-2 here with over 7.5 minutes remaining. Could possibly tie or even take the lead in this round. So that ball could potentially call for a measurement at the end of the round. Carroll for their final opportunity. That could be another close one here. So they're going to have to call for multiple measurements here. It's like they're measuring both of the Colonials' green colored balls. See which one of those are the closest. I definitely think that there is going to be at least multiple points here for Carroll, giving them a tie. And they're going to go to 3 points for Carroll, putting them ahead of the Colonials 5-4. What a round there for Carroll, putting them ahead. That was just not the Colonials round there. So this roll here for Carroll. A lot of force behind it. Hits the PVC, which slows it down. Starts cutting back towards the right wall. Referee Greg's creating the foot's length. There's just over 5 minutes left in this round. This could potentially be the final frame of this first round. Great throw there by Carroll. Lizzie Devaney, the senior for the Colonials. The roll here. It's a solid roll. It's going to be a close one. That appears to be just short as referee is going to pull out the measure once again. Looks like that they're going to call it a green roll here. Clara Schatz with the roll for the Colonials. That throw is going to be just short again. Definitely think it's imperative here. Miles gave the Colonials possession of the end ball. Don't want to leave the door open for another huge round for the Carroll, just like last round. This throw looks solid. Coming up against that right PVC wall. And that ball is going to sit right in Polina. There's Devin Skiles. Definitely one of the most consistent rollers that we've seen in the first matchup of the Colonial season. This roll here by Carroll's looking online. Rubs against the right wall and is going to place a Patriots possession of the in ball. It's like Bella McNew here. I definitely could see her just trying to knock that Carroll ball out of the way, which she will attempt to do. And she will knock that ball out of the way and give Colonials possession of the end ball. What a roll there by McNew. Definitely don't think that was part of her approach to knock out her own teammates' roll, then knock out the Carroll roll. Snap roll by Carroll. Skirts off to the left. Very exciting frame to this point. It's coming up on 2.5 minutes left in this round. Here's Carroll with one final opportunity. Knock them all out of the punch. They do not. This looks like the Colonials. That's going to be a tough measurement to make here. I got to say, both are going to be within an inch, and they're going to award the Colonials the point, tying things up at 5 apiece. Likely just enough time for one final frame. It's going to be a winner-take-all type frame here, ending this first round. These teams are very evenly matched up until this point. Archbishop Carroll has only won a total of 2 frames to this point, but they were both large victories with getting 2 and 3 points in each frame. Colonials, on the other hand, were able to win 4 frames, but picking up only 1 point in 3 of those frames and 2 in the other. I definitely think that the Colonials need to start picking bigger points in each of their round victories and stop preventing the big victories. I'm going to say this was definitely an issue in the Colonials' first season. In the second round, they actually gave up a 4-point frame against Archbishop. So the clock ticks down at just under a minute left in the first round. Not the greatest throw, but that roll is still going to give Carroll possession of the in ball. Here comes Jose Rubio with the light roll up among the left PVC wall. And that was a great throw there by Jose, giving the Colonials possession. Colonials with 2 colored balls left in this round as Carroll still has 3. It's a solid roll up among the left wall. That one's just going to come up a bit short of Jose's ball and the Polina. This throw here by Carroll with plenty of force behind it, starting from the right side, moves it back towards the center, and she hits the Polina. It's a great throw there, very risky. Such a powerful throw at the Polina, but that might actually be still result. Oh, looks like they're still going to give Carroll possession of the in ball. Now that first throw of the round by Lupita seemed to just be a waste of a throw as it was all the way up along that back wall. Now it appears to potentially come back into play or to hit the Polina. So this throw by Matthews has way too much force behind it. This is going to be a close one here. Some measuring tape comes out once again.
This is the frame. This is where it all counts right here. The frame hits the first game. Let's see if Sam Matthews for PWHS.
And it looks like they're going to give Colonials possession of the in ball. It's make or break now here for Carroll. So if they don't get possession of the end ball in this throw, that will be the end of this round. And it looks like that they're knocked another Carroll ball closer to the Polina. As a matter of fact, give the Carroll possession of 2 in balls as McLaughlin has one last opportunity here to win this first round for the Colonials. It's all or nothing at this point. That ball with a lot of force behind it. Looks to go and splits the gap between the two. Knocks Carroll's ball out of the way. And it's going to give Colonials possession of the end ball and the victory on the first round. What a roll by McLaughlin. Came up clutch in the 3rd round of last game, which gave the Colonials a victory. Coming up very big here in the end of this first round to give Colonials the win in the first round. Take a short minute here as the teams switch sides. As Carroll's going to switch out their players. Well, folks, that first round is as exciting as it gets, no doubt. Came down to the final throw of the round by McLaughlin. Colonials, the 1 lead. Comes another coin flip here to decide which color each team will roll. Davini here will start out with the first Polina toss for the Colonials in this second round. So this throw squeaks past the 30-foot line, sits along the right side of the PVC. This throw by Davini rides this right side of the PVC, but comes up a little bit short of the 30-foot line. This throw by Archbishop Carroll has a lot of force behind it. It's going to roll way past the pole and sit along that back PVC wall. So that throw just goes to the right side of the wall. Looks like everyone's having a great time out there, and that's truly all that matters. This throw appears to be online. Sits right next to the Polina, just a little bit off to the left, giving Carroll possession of the in ball. It's Clara Schatz comes up here for the Colonials. Looks like it's going to be another Colonials roll here. This time coming from junior Devin Skiles. So this one is definitely going to become close, but just looking a little bit short as that ball sits directly on midcourt at the 50-foot marker. Here with the final opportunity for the Colonials. Take an early lead here in the second round. It's a solid throw. Looks like it's gonna just go a little bit too heavy. Carroll retains possession of the in ball. It's definitely a risky play here to try to put one near the Polina. Could definitely risk moving that Polina or moving a Colonial ball. So there's a barricade of Colonial bocce balls surrounding the Polina there. Looks like that roll's not going to get it done. But Carroll's still going to pick up a 1-point lead to start this second round. Carroll here will get the Polina roll to start off the second frame of the round. This bouncer heads straight towards the center of midcourt. Just gonna get past that 30-foot. Definitely one of the shortest Polina rolls that we've seen all day. You know, we've seen a few that ended up towards the back PVC by the end of the frame. We've seen a lot of other throws just start out at the 50-foot marker. So the first we've seen truly short to this point. So this one's a bouncing ball coming off to the right side. Looks like that one's just going to have a little bit too much force behind it. Yet still a solid throw to start off this second frame for Carroll. Here's Rubio trying to give Colonials possession of the in ball. This throw two with a lot of force on it. So that one's just going to weave in between the Polina and the Carroll ball. That's going to go all the way to the back PB. Here comes Jose's sister, Rubio. Lupita Rubio. Roll is gonna weave in between both the Polina and Carroll roll. Here's the final roll of the Colonials' second frame. While Archbishop Carroll still has 3 left. Important for McLaughlin here to put one close to the Polina, stop any big round for Carroll, just as they had last round. Last round in frame 5. Looks like the Colonials are going to have possession of the in ball. bench. This ball with a lot of force on it. It's going to weave in between McLaughlin's roll and the Polina. That's going to join the pair of Colonials balls in the back throwing box.
Next up, Captain Mirabelle Gallagher.
It's a solid throw there by Carroll, but just a little bit too much force behind it as it goes off a little bit to the left.
Last throw for Carroll, Michaela Clock.
Final opportunity here for Carroll. This one's a short bouncer. That's going to place Carroll very close to the Polina, giving them possession. Looks like Captain Sam Matthews is going to have one final opportunity here to give the Colonials possession of any end ball.
Frame number 2 comes down to Sam Matthews.
That ball, a force behind it as she just looked to knock out the Carroll ball, but threw it a little bit to the left, and it looks like that it's only going to give 1 point to Carroll. That was almost a very dangerous throw by Matthews as she nearly gave Carroll 2 points on that round. They will bring out the tape measure though. Oh, and they're only going to award 1 point to Carroll. Through 2 frames here, Carroll's already picked up 2 1-point frame victories, compared to last round where they had 0 1-point victories throughout all 7 rounds. Carroll starts moving their players around. So they're going to start out the Polina roll for the third frame in the second round. Just under 22 minutes so far here in this second round. So that throw is going to skirt past the 40-foot line, roughly 42 to 43 feet. A solid throw is that comes up there on the 50-foot line. This throw by Lizzie Davini. Great throw there by Davini. It's going to give Colonials possession of the in ball. Make it Carroll's turn to roll. That throw, great throw there by Carroll. That very likely giving Carroll possession of 2. Definitely think of any team possession of the Polina when they do not originally have it. Yet a great throw could give the possession of 2 in balls. After starting out with possession of none. Like it's going to be a Colonials roll. Very important throw here for Skiles and the Colonials. So they cannot let Carroll grab 2 more points this round. Let them go up 4-0 so far in the second round. This big news throw hits the previously rolled ball by Schatz. Looks like it's still going to be the Colonials' turn to roll. It's very important here for McNew here. If she does not get the end ball on this throw, would give the Carroll possession of 2 end balls with 2 balls still yet to throw for this round. That throw definitely gets further past the other ones, but there was too much power behind it. So it's still going to be Carroll's possession. So this roll by Carroll is going to roll right past the Polina, go along the backside. That was definitely a very risky throw, putting that right at the Polina. Already have 2 points here to start this round. The final throw of this frame for Carroll. It's going to sit right along the PW ball. So bringing out the official measurements here. So another 2 points to Carroll.
Takes the score after 3 frames. The Patriots, Archbishop Carroll, with 4 PW, remains scoreless.
This is uncharted territory here for the Colonials, going down 4-0 in this second round. It's a solid Polina toss here for Carroll to start this round. It's the first bocce toss for Carroll. Looks like that one's going to roll past the Polina, roll past the 50-foot line. It's giving Jose Rubio plenty of opportunity to give Colonials possession of the in ball. This throw looks to be on mark. It's a great throw there by Jose Rubio. A few feet.
Green takes control. Next up for the Patriots, Matt McEwen. Good throw, Matt. Solid throw. Green remains in red throw. Let's see who the Patriots send up next.
Carroll's going to take their third roll in this fourth frame. It's a solid roll there by Carroll. It's going to be a close measurement here after knocking out the Colonial ball. It looks like that they're going to give Carroll possession of the end ball once again. McLaughlin rolls with plenty of force behind it. Definitely going to get past that Polina. Looks like there was not the greatest circulation there. That ball just bounces too far off the PVC. Is unable to get the Carroll ball out of the way. It's a solid roll here by Lupio. Hits the Polina. That gives Colonials possession of the in ball once again, with both teams still having 1 ball remaining in this fourth frame. So bouncer starting off from the right side for Carroll. Looks like that ball should come up a little bit short. Sam Matthews, the final throw of this frame. I'm all for playing it conservative once you already have the points, but the Colonials are 4 points in this second round. Definitely think that this is go for it range. It's a very smooth roll here by Matthews. So that ball is a great roll, spectacular throw there by Matthews, setting it right up against the Polina. It's going to give the Colonials at least 2 points here on this round. Yep. Cuts Carroll's lead in the second round down to 4-2. Now let's see if this opposite side here can keep the momentum going.
13 minutes left. PW takes control of the Polina and sends up Devin. Lights out. Skies. Devin going with the dropping technique. Let's see how it works. That ball's gotta go.
This Polina roll by Skiles is going to come up short of the mid-court line. Now this throw here by Skiles with a lot of force behind it. It's going to bounce off the PVC pipe though and sit just a little bit short of that 50-foot line. Skiles follows up her Polina toss. This throw comes up short of the 40-foot line. And it's remaining here in the second round. Fifth frame here. This Carroll roll is going to come up short of the ball. Still plenty of time left for the Colonials to make a comeback. They're only down by 2 points in this round. This roll here by Carroll. It's going to fall off towards the right side. Had a good amount of force on it. It was all the way off to the right. Looks like that they're going to call that the end ball. It's Lizzie Devaney here. Rolls the second ball for the Colonials to this in this frame. Looks online compared to the previous Carroll throw. She bounces it off Devin Skiles' looks like that they're going to say it's going to be the Colonials once again. Now it's interesting here. The length from cone to cone is 12 feet. The width of the plank court is 12 feet. Definitely think this could call for a measurement later on. Bella McNew comes up here, steps up with the final roll for the Colonials in this fifth frame. So this throw starts off in the center. It starts breaking towards the left side where the is. So it rolls just a little bit past the Polina, and that's going to be it. That's going to call for potentially another measurement.
And Red coming in with their final two throws.
Carroll right now maintains possession of the end ball. As that throw goes, bounces off the Colonials ball, and is the new in ball, the closest to the Polina. It's definitely a very risky play there, throwing it so close to that Colonials ball. They're already having the 2-point lead with just 9 minutes left in this round. Looks like Carroll's just going to throw a short ball there. Definitely think if that there's 2 Carroll points here, it's going to be a very hard comeback for the Colonials to make. There's only going to call 1 point here. Judging by the fact that they didn't go to Met second Colonials green ball, I think it could have been inferred there that there was only going to be 1 point awarded to Carroll in that round. Coming up on 8 minutes left. Definitely time for at least 2 more frames, potentially 3 depending on the rate these frames go at. This initial Polina roll by is just going to sit only a foot past that 30-foot line in the dead center of the court. Jose Rubio starting out this round for the Colonials. It's what appears to be a solid throw here for Jose. It's a solid amount of power, just a little bit too much power, just a little to the left. This looks like Carroll looks to just knock the Colonial ball out of the way. Just misses a little bit off to the left. Though Carroll still has 2 more attempts in this frame. There's a throw there. That throw had a better amount of power compared to Jose's roll from earlier in the round. But it's definitely a lot more further off to the right. Looks like that they're going to say it's the Colonials' turn. Therefore, Carroll has possession of the in ball. Lupita with the bouncer in the middle of the court. It's going to have too much power on it, although. Roll past. Colonials still have 2 throws remaining, including this one for McLaughlin compared to Carroll's 1. McLaughlin is not wasting any time as he knows there's just a little bit more than 5 minutes left in this round and the Colonials are down by 3. It's a great throw there by McLaughlin. Gives them possession of the in ball. Now, if you're Carroll here, it's not the end of the world to only surrender 1 point. She almost teammates ball out of the way. She definitely could have created an opportunity for Carroll to rack up 2 points. Looks like this throw by Matthews. Definitely not a lot of force behind it. That's going to be a close measurement. Just judging by where that center circle is inside the midcourt logo, I don't think that one's going to get the job done. Yep, they're only going to give 1 point to the Colonials. Definitely think if you're the Colonials, that was definitely a frame where you need to pick up multiple points. The Colonials need 2 more points this round to just tie. So we're coming up here on 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in this second round. So this throw by Clara. It's going to roll past the 40-foot line. It's very important for the Colonials here to work fast to just try to get at least 1 more frame left in the second round. It's definitely not a lot of time to sit around. This roll by Clara. It's going towards the middle of the court. Good starting for the Colonials. Colonials points here to 3 to take the lead. So every throw matters far into the round. So this throw by Carroll, a lot of force behind it as it just misses the Polina. Off to the left, rides that left PVC pipe. It's going to be Carroll's once again. Off that left PVC pipe, cuts towards the middle of the court and bounces off the Colonials ball, giving possession in the end ball. So the Colonials only have 3 rolls left this round. This throw by Lizzie Domini's looking on point here. Great throw. They get just on the end of that Carroll roll. It's going to be a measurement here. Looks like that they're still going to give Carroll possession of the end ball. It was a spectacular throw by Colonials. I definitely think Bella McNew should try to knock this Carroll ball out of the way here. And definitely set up Colonials inside near the Polina. And looks like that's what McNew appears to try to do, but she's just going to put it to the right of the Carroll ball. Going to give one opportunity here for Skiles. He's got to try to knock this Carroll ball away. Point in this round, nothing for you. So the clock stops here. Second, like this might be frame. This throw by Matt Skiles is going to go off to the left. Miss to the left to the Polina. Definitely think for the Carroll here, you don't want to risk anything. Accidentally knock your own ball out of the way. They just drop one along the left side. Here's Carroll's final roll. Also just dropped that one. Ground there by Carroll, picking up the victory in that 7th frame, which wins them round. So we're tied up at 1 apiece right now, heading into this 3rd and final round. Here we go on our 3rd round of bocce to this point. kicking off our 15-minute overtime round, tied up at 1 apiece. Looks like that was a pretty dominating round for Carroll, picking up 5 of the total 7 round victories, winning the round by a total score of 6-3. This 15-minute overtime round is a winner-take-all. As Carroll starts out the initial Polina roll. Carroll switched out the different units they were using for the first and second round, and this third round is going to be a mashup unit.
First up for PWHS.
That collision throw there by Jose knocks the Carroll ball out of the way, but Carroll ball still remains the end ball. So it's going to be Lupita Rubio's roll here. Solid throw by Lupita here, as this is going to against the right wall. There's too much force behind it. Comes McLaughlin. So this throw's heading towards that right PV. A lot of force behind it. Carroll still has possession in ball, and 3 more rolls after this roll. Matthews' roll here is the final roll for the Colonials in this round. So that throw by Matthews is just going to have a little bit too much force on it. Carroll can really do plenty of damage here. Potentially can still rack up 4 points in this round. It's this first throw, plenty of power to it. The Colonials ball out of the way. Gives Carroll possession of 2 balls. This looks like another good throw by Carroll. Jeez, and it looks like this is going to give Carroll 3 points to this round so far. Definitely don't want to risk losing all the 3 points that they already have. So it's a slow roller up amongst the right side. It's hard to a much better start there for Carroll in this round. So they pick up 3 points. So that round just took over 3 minutes, leaving us with under 12 minutes left in this third and final round. This bounces off the left PVC wall, cuts towards the right side. Going to take the foot's length along to the wall. Looks like this throw here for Carroll just hit that PVC pipe too early, causing the ball to bounce just a little bit too much to the left of the Polina. Lizzie Davini starting off the second frame for the Colonials. We're going to need a miraculous OT comeback. That looks like a solid start to this OT comeback. That's going to give Colonials possession of the in ball. Throw by Carroll here isn't going to get it done either. It's Carroll's penultimate throw of this second frame. This roll is going to be close. It looks like that they're going to give Carroll possession of the in ball. It's definitely a close throw. Call for a measurement towards the end. It's Clara Schatz with the roll there. Her foot very close to that throwing line. Comes Bella McNew, leading her throw towards the right side, right towards the Polina. Hits the pole. It's going to give Colonials possession in the end ball. Excellent throw there by McNew, as each team still has one roll remaining in the second frame. This throw with plenty of force behind it. Bounces off that Colonials ball on the right side of the PVC. Devin Skyler with an opportunity to cut the Carroll lead down to 1. Sure throw heads right towards that right PVC. Hits off that right rail. Bounces off McNew's throw and sits next to the Polina. It's definitely going to be at least 1 point here for the Colonials. The chance of 2 and cutting the lead down to 1. It's one of the biggest measurements to this point. And they are going to give 2 points to the Colonials. Cuts that Carroll lead down to 1. Just under 8 minutes left in this overtime round. Here comes Lupita Rubio, the Polina roll to start. This Polina roll with plenty of force behind it. Towards the middle of the court, breaking off towards the right corner. So that's going to go past the 50-foot line. Their first fault. It's a common pattern we've seen all throughout the day here. It's these Polina faults. Oh, and that one's going to bounce over the PVC. First time we've seen that. Her final attempt here. Polina inside the zone. This throw with a lot of force, but bounces it off the PVC, slowing down her throw greatly. This throw by Lupita has a lot of force behind it. Oh, and it just misses the Polina. It's a game that requires such great precision here. The throw that looks good really has too much power. Carroll owns possession of the in ball. So we had 6 minutes remaining in this overtime round. clutch throw there by Jose Rubio, knocking the Polina. The Colonials possession of the in ball.
Dylan Shields looking for the answer.
So this ball is going to be a slow roller falling off to the left.
Good throw, Dylan.
Each team still 2 rolls remaining in this third frame. These 2 teams are just so matched. It's 3-2 in this overtime round. Excellent throw there by Carroll. A great amount of power, but might have too far off to the left. Referee Greg pulls the measure. From over here, it looks like the Carroll possession of the in ball.
4:40 left.
Yep.
Red is in tight.
Comes McLaughlin, lives for the big moment. It's been clutch all game, especially after winning them the first round. This throw, oh, he just gets it off to the left. That throw definitely looked good and online until it just clipped that one Carroll ball along the left side of the wall.
Red remains in. Sam Matthews for the final throw.
Sam Matthews with one final opportunity here for the Colonials. So that ball weaves in between the 2 Colonial balls, but just rolls right past the Polina. Definitely think here if you're Carroll, it's very risky to try to play one out here, earn more points. Already up 1. As Carroll takes this roll right there at the Colonial ball. It's the Colonial ball. Luckily, she got it with enough force. Completely knocked that Colonial ball out of the equation. Carroll's going to pick up 1 point on that victory. Just 3 minutes remaining here. Very likely here to be the last round. The Colonials are going to need 2 points to tie it here. As Polina roll starts off here from the right side. Bounces it towards that left PVC. Comes back towards the right side of the court. Follows up with the bocce roll. So that throw did not have enough force on it. Here comes Lizzie Davini with the first roll of the 4th frame for the Colonials. So that throw's looking great. Maybe just a little bit too much power. It's one of those throws, and you saw right off the hand, that throw looked right on line to be a great throw. This roll by Carroll. It's pivotal, needing to give them possession of the end ball, as this one will not do it. Carroll still only has 1 roll left in this final frame of the 3rd round. This bouncer comes up along the right side, and that's not going to do it. Now the Colonials have 3 opportunities to either tie or win this 4th frame, 3rd overtime round, and ultimately the game. Comes Clara Schatz starting off from the left side. There's a slow bouncer towards the right side. Looks like she's going to bounce it off the Carroll ball and give Colonial possession. potentially 2 of the in balls. Bella McNew, potentially a chance to win the game here for the Colonials. So that throw looking very similar to Schatz. Off from the left side towards the right, and it's definitely going to give the Colonials a point. Devin Skiles here, one final chance to put the Colonials ahead. I think she is unsure here for the Colonials. I think she might request a measurement. Players can request for a measurement at any time during the game. Looks like she's going to do here. If that Colonials ball is closer than the nearest Carroll ball, the game will be over and the Colonials will win. And looks like referee Greg just put up a 3 with his hand. And looks like that's going to do it for the Colonials as they come back in this third and final overtime round to secure the victory for the Colonials. What an ending for the Colonials. They fell down 4-2 in this overtime round. They did not give up, and in the fourth frame, they were able to pick up 3 points on their first 3 rolls. What a comeback there for the Colonials. These two teams are so evenly matched. The Colonials go into the playoffs 3-0. What a magical run here it's been for the Colonials. Truly been a neck-and-neck game the whole time. So it took in the first round, the Colonials were able to narrowly scrape out the win in the first round through the clutch throw on the final throw by McLaughlin. Carroll, though, was able to hand in the second round before the Colonials' spectacular comeback in the third round. Great throws there by Schatz, Davini, and McNew to finally put them ahead. So an great there for the Colonials as they look to keep the momentum towards the playoffs.